Oh dear, it's all falling out. Oh no, it's the sauce. Look at Beyonce. Hang on, how do I point? Someone in my family wasn't very well, so I've been home in the UK for a couple of weeks. Took a bit of time off recording because just needed a break and a bit of space. But I'm back now, and I've been noticing today that my DVD's been playing a bit. So I was gonna just try and talk through it and kind of show you my thought process when it happens. To try and describe like what the DVD playing looks like, I don't know, just all this shit's basically going around in my head and making me think like, right, you need to have a salad for dinner, you need to miss calories, like, I don't know, it's just kind of like my head just clouds over with the DVD and all my thoughts just become like food, food, food. And it kind of just triggers my old beliefs of like, missing calories is good, gaining weight is bad. I don't even question why, it's just like, I just kind of know those things. I can just like feel it. Ugh. I guess it's not a surprise that it plays really. Like, I mean, I'm a healthy weight now, but just because you hit a healthy weight doesn't mean your brain's suddenly gonna go, oh, well, I'll be recovered, shall I? Like, I'll just rewire and be healthy for you. Ugh. Right, so thinking about like what my psychologist teaches me, how do I treat the DVD? Number one is identify it, which I think I've done kind of automatically really. Maybe because it doesn't play for a lot of the time now, like when it does start playing again, I'm like, oh my God, where have these eating disorder thoughts come from? But at the start of my recovery, that step one of identifying was so hard, like because the eating disorder was in my thoughts all the time, I couldn't even really see that it was the eating disorder. Like it just kind of felt like the truth, I think. And then step two is to eject the DVD through opposite action. So whatever your head's telling you, you do the total opposite. So for me, like if I'm thinking you have to have a salad tonight to save up some calories so you can allow your cheesecake tomorrow, like no, I have to do the opposite to that and go and cook myself a proper dinner. And then step three, because you're gonna feel a bit shit after you do your opposite actions, is to distract yourself. Read a book, have a bath, watch TV, play the piano, do some colouring in, do a Sudoku, whatever, like distract yourself. Another thing that's really helpful for me is to try and work out like why my DVD's been triggered. I think this kind of helps me to see that like it's not the absolute truth. I think normally we're so like close to our thoughts that it kind of just feels like reality. It almost just feels like something you have to do. Like, of course I have to miss calories if I've got something high calorie coming up, or if I've already eaten something high calorie, like I have to make up for that. But actually you don't. Like, just because you get these thoughts or you feel guilty or you're tempted to do something, like you don't have to act on that. I'm getting a bit hot, I'm just gonna put the aircon on a second. Okay, hopefully that's not too loud. So my psychologist taught me that there are three things that can trigger your eating disorder DVD. That's emotions, heightened body awareness. What's the third? Oh, breaking a food rule. I guess for me right now, like my dad kind of has been an emotional time, so that's probably one. Body awareness. So that's anything that draws attention to your own body. So if your clothes are too tight or you're bloated, someone points out something about your weight or even something about their weight, like something that makes you think about bodies. So probably the fact that I'm getting weighed next week has maybe drawn attention to my body a bit more. And then the final one, the broken food rule, I think that's my big one today. And there's probably a few food rules that are kind of pushing me out of my comfort zone a bit right now. Like Brendan going out tonight, so I've got to think about having a proper dinner for myself, not seeing it as an opportunity to like get away with calories, or not thinking I should restrict ahead of the weekend to like save up my calories. Also like dinner yesterday, so I made this lasagna and I did it really spontaneously. I was just like, let's have a lasagna, fuck it. Not really thinking about all the foods that went into it. And then as I started making it, I was like, oh my God, this actually like touches on quite a few of the foods that I've found the most challenging whilst I've been ill. But now today I'm like, oh, well, you had cheese and you had double carb because I'd made garlic breads and decided to have a glass of wine. And we had crisps when my friends arrived and I made this like guacamole dip thing. But honestly, all stuff that I want to be able to do with my life, and like I did it because I was thinking like, live the life you want to live. If you want to do this stuff with your friends, you want to smash a lasagna and garlic bread with your friends, do it. But like just wanting to be able to do it isn't going to stop it always feeling bad. You can't change your brain wiring through wanting to do something, so. But anyway, I think that's my point of like, just because you have the thoughts or just because you're scared of something, like, doesn't mean you need to act on them. Feel shit and do it anyway, honestly, like, especially if it's stuff you want to be able to do in life. It won't always feel shit when you do it, you know, it just might the first few times. Anyway, like, really waffling on there, but basically I think those are the things that have triggered my eating disorder DVD right now. And I guess I kind of have two options, like believe the thoughts and go and act on them, or do opposite actions and go against them. Sorry, someone just came to the door. I can't really remember what I was saying, but when my head is going nuts with my eating disorder DVD, I literally try to just block the thoughts out, because you can never reason with them. And like, I find there's always another thought. Like as soon as I get one away, there's another thought like, oh, but remember the lasagna last night. As soon as I get rid of that, it's like, but remember you're getting weighed on Monday. As soon as I get rid of that, it's like, but remember you're having cheesecake tomorrow. Like, it's almost like my eating disorder will just keep trying until it lands one that I believe, and I go like, oh yeah, you're right. I should go and eat a salad right now. So I try really hard to just totally block it. And so I say back, Bren Baby's Bones, like 3 of my big motivations in recovery. Or something that I think what Mia did next uses on her channel and with her clients is just go la 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 la, like literally fuck off thoughts, like don't listen to them, la la la, don't let the thoughts in. I thought I saw a cat. So yeah, I try to block the thoughts and just think, right Meg, break the cycle. Opposite actions, however shit it feels, like take a different path, because if I believe the DVD and I act on it, that's going to be my life. And even if I believe the DVD, like you probably will believe it, honestly, to begin with, because your brain is still wired around those beliefs. So fine, fuck it, believe it, just don't act on it. You can get the thoughts and still do opposite actions. You can feel guilty and still do opposite actions. Like you can be tempted by your eating disorder and still do opposite actions. And you might feel a bit shit and frustrated in the short term because you're going against everything your head is telling you to do or not to do. But so what? Feel shit and do it anyway. Because your eating disorder is such a quick fix. Like, it might give you a bit of short-term relief and you might feel better in the minute, but then your life is gonna be eating disorder. So yeah, another thing my psychologist says to me, which is so helpful, is like, step back and look at the big picture. Is that really how I want to be spending my whole life? Like worrying about lasagnas and cheesecakes and how many calories are in my dinner compared to yesterday's dinner and that shit? Like, no. We get stuck in them because we're looking for that like short term. I just want to feel better now. And then tomorrow you do it, and then the next day you do it, and then the next week, and then now turns into 10 years. Seriously. Or 20 years, or 30 years, like, yeah, I'm really waffling on, but basically at some point I think we have to break out of that just wanting to feel better now, break that cycle, do opposite actions. Even if it's going against everything you believe and you feel really, really shit doing it, like, feel shit and do it anyway. It won't last forever, like, you will not feel shit forever, but if you act on your eating disorder DVD, your eating disorder will last forever. So somehow this has turned very intense, sorry. If I can, I'll try and record again later so I can show you, like, when I'm making my dinner, how I actually block these shitty thoughts out. Right, change of plans. Brendan's not going out anymore, so we're gonna get a takeaway together, and I think we're gonna get a kebab.
No, do you want no?
Oh, no spicy. Stevie's come to say well done. Licking her bum to celebrate. Bosh.
I think that's you.
Look at Stevie. Ta-da! Oh dear, it's all falling out. Oh no, it's the sauce. So I've just come outside with Beyonce. Brendan's watching the football. And I have Kit Kat Chunky salted caramel fudge, which is amazing. I literally have to have something sweet after I eat food. Like, I just have to. And in my head, I'm like, oh, you can't have a chocolate bar. You've just had your kebab, which I guess is my eating disorder DVD. Just talking about a chocolate bar.
Yay!
I know, I have to. I'm like dying for something sweet. But yeah, that is literally the DVD because it's a broken food rule. Oh, I'm talking to the camera. I'm talking to the camera. So like identify, I know my DVD's playing, opposite actions, have the friggin' chocolate bar. I'm editing this video. So I hope this video was helpful and lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.